It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Mohamed Musani. Mohamed is here today the recipient of an inter-college program Bachelor of Science degree in the areas of economics and Carlson School of Management, with professional interests in finance and risk management. In his 5 years as a student at the university, beginning with PSEO, Mohamed has demonstrated high academic achievement and strong leadership in community service. He's already secured a position in the corporate world, and in a few more years, he expects to hopefully come back for an MBA. Mohamed. You can read more about Mohamed and his accomplishments in your program, but for now, let's hear from him directly. So please join me in welcoming Mohamed Musani.
Thank you, Dean Nichols. Regent Beeson, Secretary of State Ritchie, Dean Nichols, faculty, staff, and all the U of M community, which I guess is all of us. I greet you all with the universal greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I am truly honored to take part in such a prestigious and memorable day. When I was offered this opportunity, I had to sit back and actually ponder what to say. What life-changing message could I have for you? Don't worry, I'm not going to stand up here and pontificate life's lessons. There's so much ahead that we ought to know, so many temptations that we should avoid, and so many questions that we need to answer. I can't tell you the secret of life, and I can't tell you the secret formula to rock, paper, scissors. But I can tell you this, through the Gopher tradition and our U of M education, we have been changed for life, and I trust we will all be permanently connected to this fine university. I'd like to start by acknowledging and thanking the family and friends who have helped us to get here today. A few months ago, I was riding a shuttle from work to our corporate office, secretly admiring the driving skills of the driver as he navigated through the heavy snowstorm. When I began a conversation with him, he told me that he had been driving the shuttle for over 35 years in order to support his family and put his 2 children through university. His daughter had actually attended the University of Minnesota Medical School, of course in large part due to her father's perseverance. Likewise today, we must be very thankful for those around us who have helped us along our journey. It's not just our perseverance, but theirs too, that has allowed us to excel here at the university and be here today. The university community, I've come to learn, is quietly everywhere and now includes everyone here. Moreover, the faculty and staff, they too deserve a big thank you for working their magic just one more time. These advisors and professors have dedicated their lives to service and helping shape our lives to become future leaders. Through thoughtfulness, ingenuity, and care, they have provided wisdom, something that we can all take and apply to our future careers, filled as they will be with ambiguities, challenges, and opportunities. On that note, we should all take time today and thank each and every one of them as well. I'd like to particularly acknowledge my advisor, Mr. Josh Borowitz, and 2 of my professors from the Carlson School of Management, Professor John Malloy and Professor Alan Fine, not only for the insight they've provided me with related to my educational and career goals, but also for expanding my horizon of the world and instilling in me the concept of diversification, which has applications not only in investment and finance, but across all areas of life. To the graduating class of 2012, congratulations on all of your hard work. Those long nights in the library, countless cups of coffee, and more time on Facebook than you might care to admit have all finally paid off. This day is significant for us graduates because it allows us to pause us in this moment, which bridges the past and the future, to consider our role beyond the university in this global society we now commence to inhabit. It is indeed appropriate the university is located in this global city of Minneapolis, in this very country, because it truly is a global school and one that fosters a pluralistic community. In an attempt to learn more about how the U of M came to possess such qualities, I went to a source that I often go to when I'm in need of an answer, Google. And Google directed me to another source, Wikipedia. which informed me that the U of M was set up as a center for higher learning for all, regardless of national origin, religious beliefs, or social backgrounds, at a time when post-secondary schools were attended only by members of the privileged class. Staying true to its mission, the University of Minnesota was one of the first to allow women into professional schools, and also one of the frontrunners to adapting to multicultural diversity. Till today, we continue to experience and see that the university is not limited to any particular class or creed of student. Rather, the university community transcends the boundaries that divide the world today, whether those boundaries are religious, tribal, racial, sexual, and the list just goes on. The university has taught us to replace these often contrived walls with genuine bonds of human compassion. And now that we leave this environment, we need not leave behind the ethos of plurality that we have all experienced here at the U. Now this is especially difficult to do as we're always asked to identify ourselves as belonging to a specific group or category. Male, female, straight, gay, Caucasian, Hispanic, African American, and of course the all-inclusive category, other. If we attempt not to be confined by these normal categories, people are usually confused. For example, when I'm asked where I'm from, I tell people I'm from Minnesota. And this usually results in the follow-up question of where are you really from? And I tell them, well, I'm also from Mombasa, Kenya, born and raised, and Chicago too. And then they look at me as if I don't quite get what they're trying to ask me. And so I explain that my parents and grandparents are from East Africa as well, and still unsatisfied with my response, I offer that my great-grandparents are from India, which usually then gets the I knew it nod. But instead of confining ourselves to these categories, what would happen if we were all to simply identify ourselves as human beings first? It is for us to learn from our university experiences that these categories need not separate us. Sure, they make us different, and this difference can and should be seen as a strength, but only once we recognize that indeed we have much more in common. We all wish for love, we all seek happiness, and we all dream of a better life. But on top of it all, human compassion is what brings us all together. And now, as we transition into the real world, we must strive to achieve a society like the one we have experienced here at the U, if we truly wish to bridge the boundaries that divide us, and start tackling the world's problems together, instead of in isolation or even in opposition. Because after all, individually, we are just a single drop, but collectively, we make the entire ocean. Let it be a Pacific one. In closing, whether or not our careers will be directly related to our degrees, our education will always be the fundamental basis of our future, and something that no one can take away from us. Some of us will become lawyers, teachers, social workers, and even CEOs in corporate America. But for all of us, education does not stop today. In fact, our education has just begun. I challenge us all to pour our heart and soul into the work we do. Stay focused and be compassionate to our fellow human beings. There's dignity, pleasure, and honor that come about achieving excellence, the values I have learned from my parents while growing up as a child. We will soon be in positions to change the quality of our fellow humans' lives at local, national, and even international levels. And it is through reflection, discernment, and teamwork that each and every one of us will find success. This is a complicated, complex, and a competitive world, and it's very easy to get lost in translation. I ask that you not lose what you have gained here at the university, and urge you all to always be considerate of your fellow human beings, and be committed to building and maintaining strong relationships. Fellow graduates, I'll take my leave by reminding you all what a wise lady by the name of Laura Marquez once said. From deep within, our spirits are calling for a new and greater global wholeness, global healing, and global opportunity. The voice is ours, the time is now, and the resources are what we have. Congratulations once again, class of 2012. Thank you.
Those are big ideas, big challenges, and big solutions. I applaud you, and I know the challenge for the rest of you is to follow. in the direction that he's going after. But, so I won't ask you where you're from, but in the future, when we ask any of you where you went to school, you'll proudly say University of Minnesota. It's now my privilege to welcome our keynote speaker, Minnesota Secretary of